Hello friends, welcome to my channel Color Me Creative. I am Shreya. I am an artist and art educator, and I do this tarot and art session once every month. Before we begin, let me explain my process of for this session. So I have a couple of tarot decks, maybe 7 or 8 of them now. I ordered 2 more. So I'll have like about 9 or 10 tarot decks by the end of this week. So I like to use the Moonology messages, oracle messages for this session, because look at the images, they are like so pretty. It speaks feminine energy. It's so pretty. And also, before we start, I will shuffle the cards. I will intuitively pick today's energy for the day, and we'll see the meaning of that card in this book. Because these are oracle messages, so you can use your intuition to read the messages. You can read this cards and try to interpret your messages. I do that, but I also like to check the meaning in the book. So let's start. Okay, so let's see what is today's energy. Today's energy message for collective. See what's today's energy message for collective. Also, I have seen many people shuffle cards like this, but I don't know, I can't. I tried. It's just this way, it's more comfortable, so I shuffle my cards this way. There is no written rule that there is a particular way you have to shuffle. Okay, so we got Enchanted card. That's strange, because we had a new moon yesterday and we got a card where there's a door, there's a water flowing, and it's full moon. So this shows full moons are usually for completion, for release. So let's see what this means in the book, what the meaning of this card is in this book. Moonlight, Enchanted, here 68. Okay, so this says, there is something magical and enchanted about moonlight. Whatever it touches, it turns it into beautiful, creamy silver. Something is doing this in your life now, or is about to. So start partying. Prepare for the celebration. Life is all about the cycles, as is astrology and moonology. So right now you are about to move into a more enchanted time or cycle in your life, if you believe. So believe in yourself, keep working. Whatever you're wishing for can come true, because you're starting to believe in yourself again. Perhaps after a rough time, you might have gone through some difficulties, and now it's your time to shine. This card reminds you to focus on good while you process the difficult. If you can't yet feel the magic in your life, take support from daily practice of just breathing out. You can meditate. I meditate, like I do nighttime meditation. I do a morning meditation ritual. I also pick an energy card every morning for myself. I sometimes post it on Instagram if I feel like this message needs to get conveyed to everyone. So let's see the message of this card. It might be dark now, but there is moonlight at the end of the tunnel. So keep the faith and see the world through kind eyes. If you affirm that something is too good to be true, then you might make it so. So think that you deserve it. Believe in yourself. Nothing is too good to be true if you believe that you deserve it. Instead, believe that life can be magical for you, and it can be. This card also have additional meanings. These can be your affirmations of the day. Smile more, trust the process, get in touch with your inner child, believe it and achieve it. Expect good things. So that was a beautiful meaning. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and the magic is about to happen. Now let's keep this card here. I love this painting, so I love this photo. So I am going to paint this. Let's put this cards back in the deck and put it on the side so we don't get any paint on it. I like to use circle canvases for my tarot and art session. I don't know, somehow I just feel more pulled towards circle canvases. Okay, let's start. That's my water bottle. It can go on the side for now. Okay. And that's the palette I use every time. I use this, you can buy it from, if you are in Canada, you can buy it from Michael's or Desiree's or any of your local art supplies, or you can always order from Amazon. This is palette paper pad and it comes in 40 sheets and it's very easy to use. Yeah, I've used this almost like 3-4 times and now this page is all done, so I am going to trash it. I did a texture painting yesterday and this is from there. I still have to let it dry and then I'll scrape it off so that the sheet is as good as new to use. The good thing about this palette pad is you can mix any form, any texture in it. I use this for my oil paints, mixing my oil paints, mixing my acrylics, mixing my texture paste. I use it basically for everything. This is such a good find. Okay, so yeah, let's keep this card here so we can see it, because I love this image. So I'm going to paint this. Now this looks like black. This one is mixed with orange. The bottom, black and orange, black, brown, and I think oak. Not orange, it's light brown. It's burnt sienna. Yeah, burnt sienna with black. And this top sky, it looks black, but when you use a little bit of blue with black, it gives you a look of like, it gives a natural original sky look. See if I'll be painting today with mixing a little bit with black and blue. So this blue and that is black. I'm mixing more because I'm going to use the same mix for entire canvas, and then I'll just use the burnt sienna. Wow, I have never used this color. Nice. I'll just use burnt sienna to make this water highlights. Perfect. Let's leave the bottles here. Move it. Okay, Now I like to use this filbert brush. People usually use flat brush. You can also use flat brush. I just don't have a flat brush closer to me. So if you don't have flat brush closer to you, a big filbert brush also works. Mix the paint, black and blue. It will look black, but it will just give you a little bit of bluish tone. It's black, but it's with a little bit of bluish tone. So yes, I am going with. And yes, before I started this session, I sprayed the canvas with water. So it's, when you do that, always have a spray bottle with you, because when you dip your brush in water, it takes too much water in it. It absorbs too much water in the bristles, and then might mess up with your water ratio on the canvas, and it will definitely make your painting translucent, your background. If you are working with the dark color like black, if it's translucent, you have to do a second coat. There is nothing wrong with doing second coat, but if you don't need to do second coat, then why should you unnecessarily do a second coat? For paints, for dark paints, you usually don't need a second coat. I'm just going to paint the entire canvas with black first. See, now this color is not flowing easy, so I'll just spray one spray, and then we got this fluidy consistency. If I mix water, it might mess up with the ratio, and then might make the paint too watery. So spray bottles are best to use. I forgot to keep my dryer close to me, so after completing this step, I'll have to go and get my dryer so that we can dry the background. We don't have to wait for the background to dry. We can just use the hair dryer and dry it. I usually do sides of the canvas, but I'm not doing it right now, because just in case if I need to touch the canvas, then I can hold it from the sides. But once I'm done with the entire painting, I will be painting the sides of the canvas also. That's another good tip. If you paint the sides of the canvas, it looks more finished, more complete, more professional. Otherwise, the sides will look white, and then the canvas will have whatever colors it have. Yeah, one more thing. I usually take 2 cups of water, sometimes 3 cups of water if I'm working with dark and light both colors. In this painting, we are only working with dark colors, so don't need 3 glasses. I like to have more water cups so that brushes come out clean. And then once you clean the brush in 1 cup like this, just rinse it off and then tap it on the paper towel. Again, just rinse it off, tap it on the paper towel, and because it's black, it will still have some black in the brush. So in that case, you can either use a new brush or have a cup of water with the clean water in it. And see, I cleaned this brush, but if I still mix it, it still has black paint in it. So when you are working with black, you need 2 water cups minimum to have your brush completely clean. If you're going with only 1 brush, or you can change the brush, but even then you'll have to clean your black brush. So So as I mentioned, you can use wet wipes and just clean this palette so you can reuse it later. See, it's as good as new. You don't even know that you worked with black. Yeah, I did. I should have waited for the color to dry because I had burnt sienna, so it kind of got mixed. Yes, that's good. I also got it on my nails. Wow. Okay, let's continue. I usually keep my wet wipe closer to me, but so another tip, once you're done using your wet wipe, you can just dry it and reuse it as a paper napkin. It works well and cost effective. So I think this one, let me show you from the close. This one, the water, it's more brown and burnt sienna, so I'm going to use brown and just make a line here. So this is a 70-30 ratio painting. So 70% of the canvas is covered with sky and only 30% is water. So make sure that you don't divide your canvas into half, because this is a 70-30 painting where object 1 occupies 70% of the space and object 2, which is water, it occupies 30% of the space. So let's take brown. Don't need too much brown because we already have a black background. So my 70% will be here. Yes. Yep. You can go a little bit 75-65 on this. So here now it needs a little bit of water. Spray bottle comes in handy because we want this to be very flowy and mixing burnt sienna in between. This will give a very nice watery look. So take some brown, I think you can see it. Take some brown, like just this much, and then on the other side just take a little bit of burnt sienna and then keep going back and forth. So one side have brown, other side have burnt sienna, and it will give both colors on the canvas. Again, do the same thing. Load one side with brown, load other side with burnt sienna. Start from the brown and burnt sienna. So this way. Now just take a little bit of burnt sienna on the tip and very light highlight like this, because I want to show prominent burnt sienna, so it looks like flowing water. And because we'll have moon here, so reflection of moon, where we have the reflection of moon, those burnt sienna lines will be darker. Now again going with brown and burnt sienna on this side, and just keep going back and forth so it gives you a blended look. First we'll give this blended burnt sienna and brown layer. And once we are done with covering the entire lower half of the canvas, now if you feel the brush is too dry, just spray some. Don't do it on the top of your canvas. I'm doing it because I need to show you. Just spray one spray of water and then see, it's good to go. I also got some here which I will just wipe it off because I don't want to mess up with the black background. And then just take burnt sienna on the top of the brush and just with a very light pressure. So this is the reflection of moon in water. That's why it's dark here. Go zigzag, don't go in one line. Go zigzag so it looks more natural. Just go zigzag, don't go all the way straight. Otherwise it doesn't look that natural. Now this is the OSS, this is the horizon line between sky and water. This is a nice horizon line. Perfect. Now I am going to put this brush aside and change my brush because we need to make this door. This one have yellow, but I think I should go with oak. No, I just like this color. So we will first make the door. Make sure that it's in the center. So just do 2 short lines from here and here. I'll have to do a second coat for this. I like to go with short lines so I don't mess up the straight line. You can always do a second coat on this. Again, let's go with short lines and then let that dry and then do a second layer on this. Yeah. If you go in short lines and extend it up to the top, you'll get a straight line. I mean, if you are expert and if you can start from top to bottom and do a straight line, go for it. But I have messed up my straight lines so many times, so I like to use this method. This one is not too dark, not too solid. I will do a second layer of this later. I like to go in short strokes so we know where we are going and it keeps the shape. After this dries, I'm thinking of putting this oak paint in a piping cone and make a thick line so that the door pops out. I'll just make a thick line with the cone. I am going to do the same for the moon also. I'm just putting a placeholder for the moon for now. I will later, once this dries, I will use my piping bag, put the paint in piping bag and do a thick textured moon. It looks nice. Another one here. Make sure it's aligned. I am just going straight on the canvas because I have enough practice, but you can use your ruler, you can use your scale to draw the straight lines to make sure that it's aligned in one line. because if it's on the wall and if it's not aligned in one line, it won't look good. So yeah, that's it. Perfect. I am definitely going to use that piping bag and just do a thick door line here. Okay, so good for the first layer. Good for the first layer. And now I'm just cleaning the brush, and then we'll do the moon with white. For moon, I like to go with my fingers, and I just got my nails done yesterday, so let me go and grab my gloves. Okay, I am back. You don't have to do this, but this is something I prefer to do. This is gesso. So for moon, because it's thick, gesso has a little bit of thick consistency compared to white paint. So what I like to do is use a palette knife. Scoop some white on the back of the knife and just put some white here like this. Doesn't have to be perfect circle. Just put some here like that. Take some more so that we have enough gesso for moon. And I'm wearing gloves because I got my nails done yesterday only, and I don't want to mess up. They look so nice. So I am going to turn this into a circle, or this one is actually coming out nice with the back of the knife. I'm just tapping and going in circles, and it's kind of mixing the black from the background. And I think I'll keep it like this. So that's one way of painting moon. You can use your palette knife and take white gesso or white paint, anything is fine. And my background was not completely dried, so when I put the gesso, it kind of is giving up the black in it, but you can use some black on the side. And because if you can see, there are some gray spots, so I'm just using my palette knife to highlight some gray spots. Yeah. And I am going to use gesso only for the stars. I'm going to use gesso for the stars because we are anyways going with gesso. So gesso is thicker in consistency, so it gives you a very good 3D look compared to if you use white paint. Okay, now stars. So it's simple, easy. Use a pointed round brush and just take white in the tip of the brush, and then I am just doing some dots like that here. It's very tiny dots. You don't need to load again. In just one load you can make all the stars. And if you want to make a shining star, then just extend this from all sides like that. See, so it's very simple step here. You can see that, yeah, extend one line here, and then make sure that you're extending from the center, because from where you extend it has the darkness there. So here and there. That's another shining star. It's actually shining in this camera. And I think 2 shining stars are good, or do you want, I mean, if you want smaller shining star, you can just do like smaller lines. So I think, yeah, we are good. I will share the photos of, just as I did the moon with my palette knife, I will use a piping bag cone. I actually have a half cut here. So this was the upper half of the cone. I'll take this plastic sheet. I'll make a cone out of it and put some oak paint straight in the piping bag. I use this Montemarte acrylic color. These are pretty much thick in consistency. They are not runny, watery. So they are good to go on their own in piping bag, and I will just make a thick line using the piping bag. I will share photo of that final layer done with piping bag if I decide to do it, or after this dries I might do another layer of paint. I'll share a final painting with you at the end of this video. So thank you for watching this art tarot and art session with me. I hope you learned some new techniques, and the energy of the day gave you some positivity, gave you some uplifted you, give you some good vibes in your life. So see you next time. Thank you.